Hello again, Paul here with part 2 of my grab and go bag, aka bug out bag. This is everything that was in my second bag, which I had my 1022 Ruger attached to. There's quite a bit of stuff here, probably more than I need and more than I should have, but I like to live by a rule as well that says it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So we'll just go through it a little bit here, what I have, and yeah. So again, this is everything I would use for hunting as well. I might leave a few things in the truck, depending on where I'm going. So there are a few items in here that I wouldn't normally keep all the time, but like my chair here, a little folding tripod chair. It's nice, light, fits well inside the backpack. And I got my assortment of knives and hatchets, a folding saw, a big one and a small one. Leatherman tool, which has your little screwdrivers, pliers, and all that stuff in it. Machete that I actually use quite a bit. I really enjoy that. Then I have a few different knives. Always a filleting knife. Love the fish. And you never know, you want to, cook something up on a campfire while you're out there in the bush as well. And I have my knife here with a gut hook on it for cleaning deer. Now I also have this knife here. This is a cold steel knife. These things, if you ever held one, or have used one before, these things are amazing. Cold steel, made by a company called SRK. They got some good weight to it. It's a full tang. Really good weight, really well balanced. Really nice knife. My hatchet, small hatchet. Uses a hammer as well. Emergency whistle, flashlight. Couple carabiners, hang things off of. Flint, lighter, waterproof matches. Quick start bricks. They're like sawdust with wax mixed with them. Everything I need to start a fire, if it's raining or not. Just some emergency blankets. They're just cheap things. They work pretty good. I've used one before. They work all right. And then this here I use actually just for the thermometer it's on. It's good to know, hanging off the front of a backpack, so I can see what temperature it is when I'm going. Pain medication. You never know, just some Tylenol. And in emergency situations, snare wire for rabbits or whatever. Surgical gloves. These are nice. This is a package of there's 3 different types of rubber in here for patching anything from boots to mattresses to if you had a little rubber dinghy boat, whatever you need, you get a hole. And it works underwater as well too. And it's good for about, I think it's good to use in -15 to apply a patch. Number 2 paper, always good to have. A life straw, which I've used for fun just to try. Works pretty good. I recommend having one of those. Anybody have one of those in their pack. And but I also have this. And I'll do a review on a couple of these things maybe some other time. This is a large Purification water pump. This one filter is good for about, I think they say it's good for 1,000 gallons. And what I use this for, if I need to, is this is an emergency, I'm on the run. You stop in a puddle or a stream, you can use it to drink the water. This would be to fill my bladder, my back, or, fill up some water bottles or something like that. Something for, when you got some time to really clean some water. These are pellets for cleaning water. If I was in a rush, I can shove one of these pellets into the big back and close it up and go. They make the water taste a little funny, but again, it's better to have funny tasting water than running to the bathroom every 5 minutes or worse. First aid kit, of course. A couple of the small can openers. This is a Jetboil Stove. I've used this quite a bit, actually, just some for fun and some for actual purpose, and it's really nice. I'll have to do a little review and take that apart and show you how that works sometime as well. And an extra tank of fuel for it. There is also one inside here as well. Just a towel, quick dry towel, more like a chamois. Eating tool. Pot and pan set. There's a cup in here, a saucer, frying pan, and a little boiling pot as well. There's salt and pepper. Squirrels taste better with salt and pepper, so I'm told. So 50 feet of nice strong cable. Roasting stick for whatever I might want to roast. An assortment of batteries for the different electronic stuff that I take with me. We got my radio here, and also these are chargers. These are lithium-ion battery packs. This is an X-Dragon. It's great. It's good for what it is and what I paid for it off of Amazon. I've used it a few times. I'll do a little review on it, but it works well for the phone that I carry with me. It'll charge my phone like 10 times. And it has a light on it and some other stuff. And in worst case scenario, it's also has, this is a solar panel, so you can charge it. Though I messed around with it, and it took 3.5 days to actually charge the battery in there in the sun, direct sunlight. So, but we'll talk about that some other time. And I keep just a few things of food. I got some water. This Mountain House, this is actually pretty good. I was really surprised. So I keep a couple of those in the bag. The snack bars, these trail mix bars. I love these sweet and salty things. And then these are some coffees, pre-mixed coffees that have everything in it all ready to go. Just dump it in some water. And some apple cider, which is great. This is, I don't know, it's like 250 calories a package. So, you know, it keeps you going if you need to. A tarp. And then, of course, I got some garbage bags here, which I actually had in my other bag. If I have to stash it, it'll hold the whole bag. And the same thing with this. If I don't want it to get wet, I can stash it in there. And then again, because I have my dog Winston with me most of the time, we got a few days worth of food for him there. That's good for 2, maybe 3 days. We could stretch it out. You know, we all got to make sacrifices sometimes, so he's got to make a sacrifice too. Hey, buddy? Hey, got a sacrifice? Yeah. And then, of course, my 1022, which, like I stated, that if it's deer hunting season, then I would replace that with my 30-06. And I know some people are going to razz me, but yes, I do carry loose ammunition in Ziploc baggies. They're flexible, you can pack them in anywhere, easy to get into, and they keep it dry. So with the 22, I keep 100, 150 rounds on me when I go. The 30-06, because they're a bit heavy, I stick to, you know, like 40, couple boxes, maybe 40 rounds. And then, yeah, and everything fits in that bag there. So I know I went through this kind of quick. It's a lot of stuff. I'm going to put this back together. I'm going to weigh the bag. I will admit that it is a little heavy. I'm thinking probably about 35 to 37 pounds is what I think this bag weighs. Now, I have carried this bag for 16.8 kilometers at one time. That's as far as I've ever gone with it. And you notice it. It's there. There's no doubt about that. Alright, so everything's back in. And what I decided to do was weigh it without my gun, because the gun isn't going to be in my bag when I'm running through the bush. Normally, it's in my hand or my shoulder. So I can't really put it in there. Plus, if I have my 22 or my 30-06, they're different weights. So I measured it with the bag itself. So without the gun and everything you saw laid out, it comes to 29 pounds. So it's actually a little bit lighter than I thought it was. And really, it's not that bad. But that is everything. Everything's packed in there. It's full. I could still, still room for some items, but it's definitely a good sized bag. I really like this unit here. It's actually got a backbone in here as well, and it's got a layer, like an air layer in between it. So your back, even if it's sweating, it kind of breathes through here. And it's got these pads that run right down your spine, which are nice. And belly support, of course, is belt. And then also it goes across your chest as well. And it has pockets everywhere on all the arms. And one nice thing actually that is kind of cool about this, if you're reading a map or you're doing something at night, there's a little LED telescoping light that's inside here. And it pulls out about 13 inches, 14 inches. And then it just tucks back in there when you're walking. And you can read a map in the dark. But that's it for part 2. I guess my next video will probably be my quad, what I keep in it, what I keep with it all the time, as soon as it hits the truck or hits the bush. And until then, be ready.